Doctor, can we start now?
Sure, we can start now.
Okay. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Hello and good afternoon to Dr. Ani Munirah and fellow participants. Welcome and thank you for joining us on this afternoon session, which is titled Digital Transformation Legal Education in the Time of COVID-19. I'm Yasmin and I'm going to be your moderator for today's session. So, before we start with our parallel session, let me remind all the participants to mute your microphone to prevent any disturbance throughout the session. You may leave your camera on, and I highly encourage participants to relay your concerns and questions to the speaker in the chat box for the question and answer slot at the end of the session, or you could wait and you could unmute your microphone later. So, before we proceed, let me briefly introduce you to our speaker for the current session, Dr. Ani Munirah. Dr. Ani Munirah is a Perlis-born Malaysian national currently serving as a senior lecturer at School of Law, University Utara Malaysia, Sintok Kedah. She graduated with a few programs with various institutions, which I am sure she would be happy to walk you through her experience in a short while. She is a former advocate and solicitor, a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, an aunt, a teacher, a coach, a mentor, a student, and holds many more roles. That's amazing. Let's just say she enjoys multitasking. In the year of 2007, she found her passion in teaching future lawyers. And decided to join as an academia at School of Law, University Utara Malaysia, and has been with the university ever since. She survived face-to-face teaching and learning for many years now and hopes to survive remote and online learning during this COVID-19 pandemic and many more years to come, inshallah. So, Dr. Aini will now enlighten us about how legal education has transformed during the times of pandemic in adapting with the new norm. Without further ado, I will now pass the session to Dr. Aini.
Thank you so much, Yasmin. And I am so glad to be seeing we have around 20 participants in this meeting room today. So I would like, if possible, I would like everybody to switch off your camera at the moment. And when I call out your university, you will switch on your webcam. Can you do that for me? First, I'm going to call out students from University Malaya. Do we have anyone from UM? Can you switch on your webcam, please? I would like to see you. Anyone from UM, University Malaya? Hi. Hi,
Hi, Doctor.
Anybody else from UM? Okay, all right. Now, let's do this. Let me call upon our friends from International Islamic University Malaysia. Can we have anyone from IIUM to switch on your webcam so that I can see you? Anyone from IIUM? Can we have anyone from UKM, University Kebangsaan Malaysia? Can we have them? Please switch on your webcam so that I can know who you are and which university you are from. Hi. Hi, Aiman. You're from UKM. Okay, good to see you. Maybe we can see someone from UUM. Anybody from University Utara Malaysia? We have, quite a number. Familiar faces some more. I cannot become very naughty here because I do have my students here. Hi, Yunchan, Yihuan, Naufal, Shahada. Okay, good to see you. Anyone from UNISA, please? Can we get friends from UNISA to switch on your webcams? Okay, all right. UITM, can I see friends from UITM? Other than Yasmin, hi Yasmin. Oh, okay, great. We have Anis and anybody else? Okay. Do we have from USIM? Anyone from USIM here? Oh, we do have. Hi Fadila, hi Hakim. Anyone else from USIM? Okay, good to see everybody. And am I missing anyone? Maybe we can have friends from Thales. Do you have from Thales? Ada? Help University, Brickfields. Okay. If I do not mention your university, maybe you can type in the chat box because I might miss miss that university. Okay. Thank you so much to Yasmin. Thank you to ALSA Malaysia for conducting such a wonderful session, and thank you to everyone for participating in this breakout room today. And if I may, I would like to share my screen. Share my screen. Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen clearly? And you can hear my voice clearly as well?
Yes.
All right. Alhamdulillah. So the topic that has been assigned to me is digital transformation legal education in the times of COVID-19. Okay, so I don't have to introduce to you what is COVID-19. I also do not wish to introduce to you the legal education because we are all in the legal education background. However, I will still walk you through some of the things that I feel we should be on the same level, okay, so that we can know the direction that we are going, okay. We know that COVID-19 has a lot of implications, one of which our own industry. Okay? We are in the legal education industry, so we know our lives have changed a lot significantly. Okay? We are at our own places, we are at our own hometowns, okay? But we are connected to the same meeting room today, okay? Which I also believe something that is happening to your university as well, okay? Because you might be attending sessions, you might be attending lectures, tutorials, coordinated by the university, okay? Maybe at the same time or a different time. We call it synchronous or asynchronous, okay? And you will see my website as well, okay? That is a page that has been dedicated specifically for my teaching and learning experiences. So I invite you to come and join me. Okay. First, before we begin, okay, I promised to, I got Yasmin to promise to let me to walk you through my education pathway. Okay, this is something that I like to do. I with the hope that I can inspire you. Okay, what you can do and where is the direction that you will be going after this. Okay, I graduated from IUM, so various universities that you can see here. My first 3 degrees I got from International Islamic University of Malaysia, Ahmad Ibrahim Kuliah of Laws. Okay. In the year 2003, I got my LLB, my Masters of Comparative Law in the year 2004, and I got my Diploma in Sharia Law and Practice in the year 2005. Okay. At that time, I was thinking whether I should go to practice or whether I should go for in-house counsel. Like most of you will be ending up doing that as well, being in that position after this as well. Okay, particularly because in your final semester you're thinking, what is it that I'm supposed to do? Where I was going. So that was my situation. Okay, I got my DSLP at the same time I was doing my chambering. Okay, and then I was thinking because DSLP at IUM is only during weekends, so it will not disrupt my office hours during my chambering. So I was thinking, where should I go? So I applied SPA, Stranger Perkhidmatan Awam. I also wish to stay at my legal firm. I also wish to do all sorts of things. Okay? And when I was completing my chambering, I got the offer to go for PTD, Pegawai Tadbir Diplomatic, and I was thinking, should I go there or should I do this? So I said, okay, now I'm going to forego that PTD offer. So I continued to practice law at the legal firm that I did my chambering. After a few years, 3.5 years, I decided to cease practice and join UM because Yasmin did mention in 2007, I had this passion. I found this new passion that I like to see the happy faces of students. When I teach something, they are also happy. So I was like, oh, okay, this is what I want to do. So I decided to do that until I was forced out of UUM to go and do my PhD at UiTM, which I went, okay, and in the year 2016, I completed my PhD. After that, I also got my Chartered Islamic Finance Professional from INSEF, if you've heard of INSEF before, yeah, in the year 2018, and recently, March 2020, I got this, quite difficult to mention, okay, PGD Health. It is Postgraduate Diploma in Higher Education, Learning and Teaching. Okay, so that's my education pathway because that's where my passion is there now. Yeah, and I hope to be able to inspire my participants, my fellow participants as well in this meeting room today. So what is the direction that you are going? We think that LLB is the end. It's actually LLB is my first ever degree. And after that, a lot more is going to happen in your life. So you just need to have a clear picture. What is it that you want? Okay. So education, legal education. Before I begin, I'm going to take 3 minutes to get everybody to go and find as many words as you can in this word search box. Okay, don't type the words into the chat box. I need you to go through this word search. I'm going to start counting for 3 minutes. I want you to find as many words as you can with regards to law and legal education. Okay, can we do that? 3 minutes, everybody. And if you have a pen and pencil, just write there, because later on I'm going to ask you how many words, how many legal terms that you could find here. No, don't do that. Don't do any annotations, because we want everybody to try and find the words here. Okay? I'm going to give you 3 minutes, starting from now. Okay. It could go this side, it could go that side, it could go that side. You try to find as many words as you can. 2 minutes remaining. It's so simple, it's so easy. Okay, 1 minute remaining. Okay, so what do you think? How many of these words that you have found just now? We have evidence in chief, alibi, burden of proof, hearsay, actus reus and mens rea is very clear, doubt statement, oral evidence, witness, and re-examination. I want you to help me by typing in the chat box how many of these words that you have found without me telling you the answer. How many words that you have found from this word search box? Can you type in the chat box? I would like to see. You got 5. Naufal got 5 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Okay, that's good. That's more than majority, in fact. 5 is simple majority. 5 out of 10. Aha. Okay. All right. 7 is the best we have so far. Dina Maisara did that. 8 is the best we have so far. And to tell you, Yasmin does not have these slides yet. I'm going to give her right immediately after this session. So she does not know the answer yet. She is also undergoing everything, the quiz, like what you are doing. All right. Okay. What I have demonstrated just now, thank you so much, everybody, for participating in this session. What I have just demonstrated to everybody is the challenge that we lecturers have in getting everybody to participate in our lectures. Now, we are thinking that the challenge is only for students. No, the challenge is for everybody, in fact. The challenge is for the university administration, because they need to come up with a way how we can approach remote learning. And lecturers, they don't just, because previously what we did, we know what is the topic that we want to teach for that day. We attend classes, we communicate with the students, and we finish lectures. That's it. And then we go home. Tomorrow, the same thing is going to happen. And students is also the same thing. You go to lectures, and then you learn from the sessions, do activity, and then you go back. Now it's online. You don't even switch on your cameras in lectures, for example. And at the end of the session, lecturers do not know if you are still there, okay? And lecturers also do not know if you are participating or not, okay? Because I'm not counting your answers here. I don't even know if that is 20 answers. This is not no right or wrong answer here, okay? Just I want to let you know that when we do online sessions such as this, there will be repercussions. Okay? For example, we might think that the technology is for connecting people from different places, is a very good thing, but we often forget about what is it, the downside of it. Okay? So let me just go ahead and continue with this session, okay? Because what I wish to share with you is how COVID-19 has changed how we do the legal education. Okay, now let me just. This is not meant to bore you, okay? Now, because this is a statement from the Omra Report 1971 on legal education and training, which is very famous. It is quoted at every law school. There might be some lecturers that have already shared this with you, which I am sure there are, okay? Just to introduce about the legal education and training. You don't have to go through all the wordings here, but I wish to direct your attention to the red-colored wordings. These are the ones that legal education should involve students and lecturers to sufficiently general and broad-based education. Okay? It's not focusing on one simple or small aspect of the learning session that you want, and get the students to acquire adequate knowledge, okay, and ability to handle the facts. Because can you realize, okay, when you are reading the newspaper, for example, you don't read the newspaper simply by reading like everybody else. A law student reads newspaper differently from economics student, from business students, from engineering students. Okay? We read the newspaper because we don't simply read what the reporter was writing, but we read, oh, this is under which section, what is the punishment under this for this crime offense, for example. Okay? The reason why we do that is because our mind has been trained. Okay? If you're in your first year, you're still training. In fact, if you are still in your fourth year, you're still training. Okay? You are being trained from time to time. When you take a look at the facts of the case, you straight away try to identify what would be the issues, what would be uh, the relevant sections under which statute, for example, what is the decided case for that matter. Okay, so we ability to handle the facts. Come any facts to us, we law students will be able to grab or will be able to know what is most important. Okay, so there can be a party coming to us, okay, two parties coming to us, and they're telling each side of the story. But you, as a legally qualified student, okay, legally qualified person, will know which facts you can itemize, which facts there is a basis under the law and which facts are not under the basis of the law, which facts are merely mentioned because we want to get the other party to feel sorry for us, to feel um, uh, expecting their support, for example. Okay? Capacity to work not only with clients but also with experts. Why? Because we might think that we are a commercial lawyer. Okay? We practice company law, we practice securities law. Okay, we learn and then we practice. We're thinking that we will be living in the domain of corporate lawyers only. Okay, but only to realize that corporate lawyers will have to deal with many other aspects like auditors, like um, um, the bankers, the clients, um, the persons who will help us with the due diligence process. Okay, for example, must also acquire the professional skill and techniques. Okay, there are many skills and techniques: listening skills, interviewing skills, presentation skills, advocacy skills. These are the skills that will need to be trained, okay, because we're teaching students. Okay, we're teaching students. As students, you're learning how to acquire the professional skills and techniques, not only substantive law. Substantive law means contract act, tort, the contract law, tort law, criminal law, okay, but we'll also do how to negotiate, how to discuss, how to listen, okay, how to speak, how to draft, how to write. Those are among things, life skill knowledge, life skill, long life skills, for example, responding phones quickly, yeah, responding phones as quickly as possible. Yeah, it's not letting it to after 3 days only you will be returning the call from the other side. Lawyer, for example. Okay? And he must also cultivate a critical approach to existing law. You don't just take law for itself. Okay? You don't just take law that comes before you. You will be critical enough to say, why did the Malaysian government introduce this? Okay? What do I think is the reason the government passes this law? There must be a reason. There must be a incident that has caused the government to finally come up with such law. And now what is the law, how is the law impacting upon our life? Okay, for example, and an interest in a positive attitude to appropriate development and change. So these are all wordings mentioned, not by me, by Omar Report in 1971, and it has been mentioned everywhere. This is what you will do. Okay, legal education. This is what normally we will teach this in our first year or second year of your study. Okay, now having said that, let me just brief you through the types of methods in which we can relate legal education. Okay, the first one would be in-person classes. You're very familiar with this. In-person classes is where you go and meet the lecturer in class. All your friends will also be in the same class, okay? And all students will attend classes face-to-face. I'm going to leave the red marks first, okay? And second type is online or remote. Okay? Online means we use any online learning tools, okay, in order to communicate. For example, Zoom, for example, WebEx, for example, a lot of other applications that we can use, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, for example, in order to do online. Remote learning is a different thing. Okay, online means you use online technology. Remote means you use distant technologies. Okay? Distant technologies. Some technologies you can use for the same online as well as remote, but remote means you are not physically in class. You are not physically in the university. You could be at your house. You could be in another country, for example. Remote. Yeah, remote. Jauh. Yeah, distant. Yeah. All students attend by using online tools or remote tools, okay, for that matter. In some of the countries, and probably in Malaysia as well, we have hybrid classes. Hybrid classes means minority of the students will attend face-to-face, majority will attend online or remote lectures. It doesn't mean that the same students will attend lecture for 14 weeks, for example. It could be by rotation, because we want to give the opportunity for our students to, sometimes they come to class, sometimes they go at home, sometimes they go to class, sometimes they go at the dorm, okay, for example, hybrid classes. Now, taking a look at what or how COVID-19 has changed the entire world in terms of health, in terms of risk, in terms of our ability to move from one place to another. Okay? You can see the red markers over here: highest risk, lowest risk, and medium risk. What does that mean? It means in-person classes will give the highest risk potential for the virus or for anything to transmit. Okay, health-wise or risk-wise. Yeah, highest risk. If students and lecturers attend online, okay, or remote, it will be lowest risk. And finally, it is, if hybrid, is medium risk. If medium means, yeah, it depends. If you're at home or dorm, then it's going to be lowest, and then it's going to be in the middle, okay, in between. So what happens now in the real world, at your own universities, at my university, at universities not only in Malaysia, in other countries as well? What is happening? Okay? We are moving from in-person classes to online or remote. Okay? Very seldom we have hybrid classes due to the intervention from other parts of the, from other organs of the government. Okay? For example, the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Higher Education, as well as Ministry of Education, okay? Because they say online learning until the end of the year. Okay, for example, no further instructions at the moment, beginning January until later. Okay? So the instructions that we are holding on to for Malaysian universities is until December we are going to have online. Yeah, online or remote lessons. Yeah? That is because of the intervention from the government to the people. So as people, we accept that. So we only have two options now. The first option is online, okay? Or the second one is hybrid. But at the moment, we're not doing any in-person or hybrid classes because we are doing online or remote. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's at my university and a few other universities for my friends as well. Okay? We are doing purely online or remote. What about your university? Yeah, I believe that you are also undergoing the same trend because we are under the umbrella of the same ministry that has instructed us to do online or remote until the end of the year. Okay. Now, by looking into these circumstances, what is the problem or what is the issue that we are um, we are talking about? Okay, what is the issue? Because here is we're talking about risk. Okay, risk. As lecturers, okay, from the view of the lecturers, what do I like? I like my students to be in class. Okay? Why? Because I like to see them being tortured by my questions each time. But now I can't do that. Yeah, I'm looking into the lowest risk because the government wants me to do that. So I still continue with my torture. Yeah, if anyone of you have been my students before, particularly from UUM, sometimes I go in class and then, okay, pop quiz, then I will ask question, yeah, for example. But if you can answer, that's good. Yeah? But then again, the thrill is different. Yeah, the thrill is different. So let's take a look at what is happening in the higher education. Yeah, the pandemic has changed. These are three online portal that I found. The pandemic pushed universities online. Okay, the change was long overdue. Yeah, it's just saying that yeah, you're supposed to go online a long time ago. Now you have to wait until the pandemic comes that we are having this pandemic push the universities online. The pandemic and higher education. Okay, all problems and new opportunities as well as COVID-19, higher education challenges and responses by International Association of Universities. A lot of reports are being put up online, okay, as well as that information for the purpose of changing, the pandemic is changing how universities are working. And we are not left behind. Yeah, we are law universities, we are law schools, law lecturers, law students, okay, for that matter. Now let's fall back to a little bit. Okay, I have chosen a little, some selected law schools, okay, in Malaysia. If your law school is not mentioned here, don't worry. Okay, you can just go to the website of your law school, okay, in order to get the mission of your law school. Okay, this is what the Faculty of Law at our Malaysian universities want to do or want to achieve. Let's begin with UKM. Okay? UKM states, okay, on its website, the mission is to be the selected faculty in upholding the Malay language as the legal language and universalized knowledge based on national culture. Okay? Because at UKM, the aspiration is we use Malay language a lot, okay? Not only for law subject, but also other subjects, and universalized knowledge based on, even though we're talking globalization and everything, they are emphasizing on the national culture, yeah, of Malaysia. What about UAM School of Law? We educate leaders with holistic characteristics grounded on legal knowledge to serve the global community. Why am I sharing this with you? I am sharing this because this is what law schools in Malaysia aspire to do. Okay, this is their mission. It's like Mission Impossible, right? Mission Impossible has one mission in mind. Likewise, law schools, they have this mission, and of course, there are administrative matters. You have to, I don't know, clock in. You have to get QR code attendance and everything. Okay, but the idea is behind. We want to educate leaders with authority. Likewise, your ITM Faculty of Law, I was quite surprised, and it's quite number 5. Okay, but taking a look at the wordings, it is clearly UITM has been doing a very good job as well. Yeah? I'm a graduate from IIUM, UITM, as you can see from the many universities that I have been to, UITM and UM. Yeah, recently UM as well as INSEF. But INSEF does not have a law school. But anyway, this is what they aspire to do. Yeah? So with the COVID-19 coming, even though UM, yeah, at the last one, when the COVID-19 comes, the mission stays the same. If previously we've been teaching face-to-face in order to ensure academic staff are qualified, creation of multidiscipline centers, provide referential services, for example. So it is the same, even though COVID-19 comes, but there are challenges. Now I'm going to focus on the challenges faced by lecturers as well as by students in the COVID-19 issue. Okay, challenges facing law lecturers in COVID-19 new norm. Okay, maybe I can get Yasmin to confirm with me what time am I supposed to finish. Okay, I think I might take a long time. I can finish this in 3 hours. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so Yasmin, can you confirm with me what time am I supposed to finish here?
You have 2 minutes left for the speech.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, good. So challenges facing law lecturers in COVID-19. Now, we don't want only, the first one is impacting learning, meaning we don't only want to teach, we don't want to give you lecture notes, we want it to be impactful, okay? Impactful learning. Not only you learn, but it must also touch your heart, yeah? You must be able to do things that is consistent with the lessons that you learn, yeah? And inclusion, yeah? In order to ensure inclusion is, I don't want anyone in my classroom to be left behind, for example, but that's a challenge as well. There can be multiple reasons. For example, internet bandwidth. For example, students have to work. Okay, I do have students having to work because of the parents during this COVID-19. They are pressed in terms of financial means. Yeah? I do have students who have to work. Students' engagement, yeah, online. I don't see you. I don't even know if you're there, for example. Assessing learning and providing feedback. Now assessment, a lot of universities, a lot of courses, for example, in my university, University of Malaysia, we have changed from coursework and final exam before COVID. Now, during this COVID session, we change it entirely to assessment, meaning all the assignment. Now, it's also an issue here because we are assessing whether you do the assignment, you really appreciate or understand what is it that you're doing. Yeah, for example, it's a challenge for lecturers in order to do that. Working with the technology, yeah, definitely, yeah, working with technology because we have to learn new things, we have to do new things, okay, and find out one tool for all purpose, one tool for another purpose, for example. And some requires hands-on activities, okay? For example, modding, mod trial, file office management subject. We need you to be there, physically there, okay, in order to do that. And it's a challenge now because when the first semester it happened, yeah, beginning March, right? We have this issue that students have to go back to their to their hometowns, but we still have lessons that we need to do to meet face to face, yeah, in order to do it a lot. Okay. Right. Now, very quickly, I am just reminded that we have a very short window of time. Okay? Challenges facing law students. Okay? Just now facing lecturers, now facing students, engaging and learning. Okay? Now you have to engage, but you also have to learn at the same time. Bandwidth issues. Okay? Use of technologies. We might get bandwidth issues. We might have the free data given by the government, yeah, by telcos, but then again, we might have a problem because of the connection at your place, for example. Use of technologies. Now you also have to learn technologies. You also have to follow what the lecturer has provided you with the lessons. Assessment and more assessment, assignment and more assignment, for example. And some requires hands-on activities that you might be concerned about that. Now, before I go for my conclusion, is what is the way forward? There are a lot of things that is happening around us. So should we consider reopening law schools? Okay? But then again, we're talking about our responsibility to our students, our responsibility to ourselves to do good and avoid evil. Okay, in the sense of naturalism thinking, we don't want to expose our students to this risk. Okay, greatest benefit for greatest number of people. If you want to come, you come. Let's do a voting. Who wants to come to the university? No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, for utilitarianism theory, whereby we get greatest benefit for greatest number of people to come. No, we don't do that as well because we are thinking about the risk that we are exposing you to, and we want to minimize the risk. Now, talking about ethics of learning and teaching. Okay, so long we can be respectable to each other. Lecturers also will respect students. Students will also respect lecturers. Okay? Respect each other, members of the group, because we could have group work, okay, in order to submit the lessons. And de-skill and reskill in terms of the technology wise is you have to forget a while, okay, about how we have been doing it face to face. Now, COVID-19 is not here forever, but we cannot say it will leave us very soon. So if you cannot change the pandemic that is affecting nation or worldwide, why not we change ourselves so that we can reskill with what is needed so that we can achieve the mission of our respective law schools. In conclusion, I would like to just show to you, I'm sure you have seen this everywhere, okay? Our education system, everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. For example, this person is doing a quiz for a fair selection. Everybody used to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. So who do you think will win? Will it be the fox? Will it be the penguin? Okay, this is not a penguin, this is a seal. A fish, yeah, probably the fish will win. Yeah, no, probably the monkey will win because of there's no one size fits all. So we have to adjust and understand. Lecturers have to understand students. Students will have to understand the lecturers as well as their friends, in order for us to make this happen. We cannot change what is happening, but we can change how we view the things that we find. Okay, and you can see that's my email address, and also that's my teaching portfolio, where I would like to share with you. If you have some time, you can go through the page on your own. We have a very short window of time. I would like to open the session for Q&A. Maybe Yasmin can help me to address any questions. Do we have any questions in the chat box? I'm done. Thank you so much, everybody, for paying attention. Okay, I hope you have gotten some news, some information from today's session. But if you do have questions, you can switch on your microphone, and we will discuss. You don't necessarily have questions for me. You could be pointing any issues that you are facing at your law school. Yeah? The ones that we can talk about the impact of COVID-19 to your own experiences in legal education. Okay? Anybody? If you don't ask me questions, I might be asking questions.
I have a question.
Sure, Fadila.
Okay, I'm from Musim. As we are on online class, do you think there is any difference in terms of quality of education? Since in online class we can look at our book and so on, refer to as well as during the exam and whatnot. So do you think that there is different in terms of quality for face-to-face and online classes? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Fadila, for asking a very relevant question. In fact, that was one of the issues that is our primary concern when we wanted to introduce online learning or remote learning to our students. Now, quality is very important because we want you to leave the university. We want you to be able to know at least the main things what you wish to have. Okay, quality is an item or is something that we have in our mind, thinking this is low quality or this is high quality. Okay, but it is within ourselves that we want to make it ourselves. We have the control if we want to make it quality or not. Okay, for example, lecturers, now they have to minimize their slides. They cannot be teaching 40 slides to the students because of many issues like the connection and everything. So we have been advised to minimize because we want to only emphasize on the most important parts. We take out all the parts that you can reach out on your own. Okay, you can read books, you can go through journals, but then again, are we ready for that? Are we ready to let go of our students, hoping that they will go and do the things themselves? Okay? This is something that we call as student-centered learning. Okay? Student-centered learning is whereby the student will be able to do things on their own. Okay? So what we are doing is we are teaching our students to student-centered learning, but it is it's a concern that if our students are ready or not. Now, to your question, if it is quality, if online will be affecting the quality of our students as opposed to face-to-face, it falls back to what is it that we want to achieve. Okay, there's no right or wrong answer to that. Okay? Do you want to put the blame or do you want to put the responsibility on the lecturers only, on the students only? No, it's unfair for me to say, okay, students, go and read. No, it's unfair for me to do that. I need to strike a balance between what is enough for me to teach you. Okay? Lecturers alike, we have to strike a balance between what is enough and what students can get on their own. Okay? We can't be spoon feeding, definitely, and we cannot leave you go alone. Okay, because what we want at the end of the day is a mixture between what the lecturers can give and what the students can give. With that, I believe no issue of quality will be there. Okay, because online meeting or offline meeting is only a medium upon which we want to achieve our mission. My mission is to get my students to know that. So by hook or by crook, any manner or any method that I use is still the same. It is still not an issue. Thank you, Fadila, for asking that question.
Doctor, we have less than 2 minutes to address this question from Naufal Daniel. Do you think we should restructure our exam by not focusing students to memorize all the cases?
Thank you, Daniel. Nafa, Daniel, I try to address that very quickly now because I have been reminded that we only have 1.5 minutes left. I think we have been doing that for quite some time now. We want to not get the students to focus on to memorize the cases, because when you go to practice, you don't actually do that. Okay, you don't actually memorize. You will memorize, there's a case, so I just go in. Because a good lawyer is not someone who memorizes all the law. A good lawyer is someone who knows where to find the law. We don't want a lawyer who don't even know where to find it. Okay, so in real life, that is what you want to do as well. Okay, now issue with the exam is always there, but we want to get the students to know where to find the law. So to your question, yes, yeah, I would agree that there need to be an effort to restructure the assessment, okay, not the exam, but the assessment. Even if we don't have assessment, we give you assignment, for example, is still an issue of whether we want to get our students to be able to get all the information that we want you to learn. Okay, it's not a question of exam or assignment. It's a question of any assessment at all that we have. We want it to be able for you to be independent and know where to find the law. Yeah, I hope that answers the first question.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah. So before we are forced to go back to the main meeting room, Yasmin, can we take a group photo, please?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to get everybody to switch on your webcams so that before the main meeting room calls us back, okay, we can take a group photo. So I would like to get everybody to switch on your webcams. Aiman, you're very dark. Do you have a phone that you can switch the lights to your face? Zulkarnain, Daniel, Emily, Hanis, can we get you to switch on your webcams? Yeah, I always ask this in my class. Hi, Aisha, you there? That's what I do. Hi. Ala, Lina, Ho Yung Wei, come. Balkis, Darshan, Emily, Alia. So everyone, while everybody is switching on their webcams and Yasmin will do the screenshot, I would like to thank you everyone for listening to me, for responding to my questions, and I would like to apologize for any shortcomings on my part, from the organizer part. So thank you so much, everyone. Let's wait for our friends to switch on their webcams.
Thank you, Doctor, for the insightful discussion. And Fadila, have you taken the picture?
Yes, already.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, we want to take another one.
I tak sempat nak make up.
Okay.
Okay,
In 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, done.
Okay,
Thank you,
now
Doctor.
we're
Thank you,
leaving.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Perfect timing. Bye.